Dave Umahi, who is the Minister of Works, has been in the news for so many reasons of recent, one of which is the construction of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, where he had a meeting with, residents or people who has property in the area and people whose properties have been demolished in the area. He had a one-on-one meeting with them, and these people had a lot to say. In fact, these people's stories were so pitiful. One woman stood up to narrate how her husband died of cancer just a year ago, and the husband has 3 estates, two of which has already been demolished, remaining one. This last one, the Nigerian government, decided to also demolish the estate of 11 acres. She even said she begged for them to, at least out of 11 acres, to leave 3 acres for her. She said that the people are still insisting that they are going to take all of the acres. Imagine someone whose husband was doing well with, at least someone that has 3 estates. You say the person is rich. Now that the husband is dead, everything has been taken away from her. Nigeria has destroyed everything, taken away all of her property. Would you say to this kind of person that Nigeria has truly, truly happened to them? Even the compensation money is not even up to, is nothing compared to the worth of the actual property. It's just so bad. But today we are going to be talking about the reaction of Shehu Sani concerning how Umahi terminated 740 billion contract with Julius Berger over non-performance. In recent times, what you will see is, all of the project from the federal government is usually given to Julius Berger, because Julius Berger is a foreign country. I would believe that anything foreign is usually the best, is always the best. That is our belief in this country, which is why the Nigerian government would always patronize Julius Berger. But imagine this contract that was awarded to Julius Berger for just how much? Very less than 740 billion. It was awarded at the rate of 155 billion naira 6 years ago. And now the contract was increased up until 740 billion naira. And Julius Berger has been wasting time. You just, taking their sweet and lovely time to complete the project. And meanwhile, the federal government is the one paying for it. A contract that was initially awarded at the rate of 155 billion has now increased to 740 billion naira. This one is even more than 200% increase. And Julius Berger has still not completed the work, which is why Dave Umahi decided to cancel the contract. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, like this video. Also leave your opinions in the comment section as well. One of the chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and former Kaduna lawmaker who represented Kaduna Central at the National Assembly, Senator Shehu Sani, has reacted after the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, terminated 750 billion naira Kaduna-Abuja road contract with Julius Berger over non-performance. According to Channels TV last month, the Minister of Works issued a 7-day ultimatum to the company to accept federal government's offer of 740.79 billion naira for the completion of the 82-kilometer Section 2 of the road. The report further stated that Umahi lamented that the delay in mobilizing to the site, despite the approved funds by the Federal Executive Council, was causing untold hardship to the road users, and that federal government was at the receiving end of the situation. However, Senator Shehu Sani has now reacted after the report surfaced online. In a post that he shared on his official X handle on Wednesday, he said, "This is the first time in history a Minister of Works can look at a giant and well-connected company like Julius Berger and send them packing." Here is what Shehu Sani wrote on his page. The renovation of a 740 billion Kaduna Abuja for non-performance is long overdue. This is the first time in history a works minister can look at a giant and well-connected company like Julius Berger and send them packing. The initial cost of that project in 2018 was 155 billion naira. 6 years wasted. Again, kudos, Umahi. You all, what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section. Before we end this video for today, let's take a look at a few reactions online. Umar Abubakar Ruma says, what are the Northern National Assembly's reactions on the matter? This is one of their responsibilities as representatives of their people to see that the road is finished before the next general election. They have to figure it out, or else they will be ashamed of their failure to finish the work on time. I think that because Julius Berger has realized that, it's a monopoly market for them, although there are other road construction companies, but the federal government will prefer to give it to Julius Berger because they think that Julius Berger is the only one that can do it better, whereas we have other companies who are also into the same line of business. But now I think that all of that has now gotten into their head to make them think that it's a monopoly market for them, that they are the only ones that, there's no competition for them. In a nutshell, that they have no competition because the federal government would always prefer to give any job to Julius Berger. I think that now that Umahi has taken away the project from Julius Berger, they should look for another company that is very good at what they do, preferably even a domestic company. Anything foreign doesn't necessarily mean good. Now to the next comment by Idowu Abiodun. Section of Lagos-Ibadan Express Road awarded to Julius Berger is the same story of delay when RCC has completed their own portion. Julius Berger has yet delivered theirs a year after. Therefore, I support the minister. Sunday Okafor says, every time Kano, Kaduna, Abuja Road, what of Lagos, Ibadan, Asaba, Onitsha Road? Stanley Ugwa says, maybe Umahi should bring his own company to complete the job as perfect as Julius Berger would have done. That road might remain abandoned throughout the tenure of this administration. Umahi is an empty drum that makes big noise. The arrogant man has not done any job since he came to office except destruction of existing buildings and estates. I fully support Umahi on this. I might not support him on some other things he has done so far, but on this issue, I support him, provided that he looks for an alternative company that can do the job and give the contract to that company. The road shouldn't just remain like that. The contract should be given to another person ASAP. Lastly, a comment from David says, your argument is one reason some of us still think there is a mental gap between the West and some folks in the North. Imagine a one-ton difference between initial cost of 155 billion naira and today's 740 billion naira for the same project over a period of 6 years delay. Here, Julius Berger wants more. I wouldn't have a problem if you run your family affairs that way, but please don't do that with a Nigerian. That is another problem. How did a project or contract, that was initially awarded at the rate of 155 billion naira become 740 billion after 6 years? And the delay is not if the delay were to be the federal government's problem, if the fault were to have come from the federal government and not Julius Berger itself, then maybe Nigeria should actually be paying 740 billion. But if the delay and the fault is from Julius Berger, they should pay for the cost. If the prices of items that were calculated before, prior to collecting the contract, if the prices have increased, they should foot the cost because they were the one that delayed. But we do not even know the actual story of this, if it was the federal government that was delaying on some payments that should have been made earlier, or if it was actually Julius Berger that delayed throughout these 6 years. We do not have the full story, but I'm saying that the person that has the fault should actually be paying for it. If it wasn't the federal government who had the faults in this situation, the federal government shouldn't be paying this huge amount of money for Julius Berger's delay. Nah. You all, let me have your thoughts in the comment section. Let us know what you all think. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.